Hola caffeiños, we are Cafe Con Travels. I'm David.
And I am Travis.
And today we are headed to Valladolid.
So let's go.
Valladolid is a pueblo mágico close to Mérida, and it's a charming gem of the Yucatan that we somehow have never gone to.
It's just a short 2.5 hour bus ride. We got our tickets for $10 each, so very affordable. And we're gonna be spending about 3 days exploring and getting to know one of the Yucatan's best kept secrets.
So let's go. My tongue keeps hitting my teeth and it hurts. So let's go.
It is a rainy day in Mérida.
Perfect time for a trip.
And will also be a rainy day in Valladolid, but we think the sun is supposed to come out at some point.
About an hour in. Turns out we didn't get a bus. We're in a little vanish thing.
Our clue should have been that on their tickets it said Conecta instead of Autobus.
That was my doing.
But it was only $9 and
Pretty comfortable.
yeah, I'm not, it's 2.5 hours. So luckily we did stop for a bathroom break because there is no baño on this little van. All right, let's keep going. We're here. Luckily, it is only slightly drizzling, and our Airbnb is about a 15-minute walk from the bus station. So we're gonna walk on over.
We're doing it.
You'd think with all the traveling we do, I would be good at directions. No, we are now getting rained on because I might have had us walk 20 minutes in the wrong direction. How do you feel, David?
I mean, I feel fine. It's not boring. And this is what we are all about.
It's always an
It's like a little bit of fun with a little bit of disaster.
What you shouldn't do is rely on Airbnb's Google Maps directions all the time, especially when the host gives you the correct Google Maps. So now we're gonna walk back to Centro, now that we've seen a lot of Valladolid. Okay, this is our first full day in Valladolid,
We are headed to Casa de los Venados.
or House of the Deer, which is an 18,000 square foot mansion housing the biggest art collection in the country. We're running because we're not entirely sure. Tours start at 10 a.m. It is 9:54. We couldn't figure out how to make a reservation online, even though every website was like, make sure to make a reservation online. So we'll see what happens. We could see this right now, or this could be a tomorrow activity, but very excited because it's supposed to be very beautiful.
So let's go.
We made the 10 o'clock tour. We're just waiting for a couple more people. This is incredible that it's a house.
It doesn't feel like it feels like a straight up museum.
was lovely.
That house is huge.
18,000 square feet. It is the largest private collection of Mexican folk art.
It's very immersive. You can sit down, you can touch things. Very much a house with art.
Yeah, it is not a museum, it is a house. We met the owners who were very nice. It's a suggested donation of 100 pesos a person, and that all goes to local charities. The charity that they're working with right now is helping to give food to people affected by the pandemic. But just like art everywhere, every inch of every cabinet.
There's no spot without some form of art in it.
And like you think it's a table, it's not a table, it's a work of art that is also holding other art. Like
people bumped things, almost breaking stuff.
Yeah, if you go,
there's just like no room. There's just art everywhere.
So it was a good thing we hustled, but we didn't actually need to. They have 5 guided tours a day.
10 o'clock, 11:30, 1, 2, and the last one is at 3 p.m.
So get there a little bit before and you'll be good to go. Our tour only had about 8 other people on it. Tour guide David.
He was great. And if you need to go to the bathroom there, don't worry, they have 23.
Just crazy. That pool, I wanted to jump in. I loved everything. That is like a goal. That's what I want to have.
I do not want to have.
I don't know. I want a big casa that all the caffeiños can come. We have an Airbnb.
That, yes. All that art.
Not all that art. Just like a tenth of that art. All right, now we need some cafe and also comida. So
let's go.
What happened?
Bird pooped on my shoulder. That's fun.
This coffee has halva milk in it, which is sesame seed milk that they make themselves. Oh my god.
That was amazing.
So talk about farm fresh. They have their own ranch just outside of town where all of their produce is grown. They source everything. It could not be more local. Everything's plant-based except for the honey. That was exactly what I needed.
And if you want like a good vibe, the owner, he just had such great energy. He was so sweet and kind. 100% recommend.
So now we are fueled up and ready to explore Valladolid. Hopefully let the sun last for like 6 minutes.
No, the sun came out. We're gonna take advantage.
Let's go. This is the convent of San Bernardino de Siena, which was built in the 16th century.
Valladolid is made up of 48,000 people, and it was founded by the same guy that founded Mérida, Francisco Montejo.
Obviously, there were a whole civilization of Mayan people before the Spanish came and conquered. Just like Mérida, the Mayan culture, heritage, and people are still very strong and very present in this beautiful city.
The colonial architecture is stunning. It is like Mérida, but the buildings seem to be like taller, and I mean, it's still giving those bright colors, so it's just beautiful.
We've also noticed that the sidewalks tend to be a bit wider here than Mérida, especially in the Centro area. In 2012, Valladolid was named a Pueblo Mágico, which really boosted the tourism. And it's funny because a lot of the articles that we read before we came here were like, it's a hidden gem, it's not super touristy.
But the interesting thing is there are a lot of tourists, but they're all mainly European.
Yeah, we've heard so many Dutch, German, French, Spanish from Spain tourists here. It feels very international and also like a small town at the same time.
I think it's because Chichen Itza is so close, so people are going to check out Mayan ruins, they're staying here, check out a local town.
One thing you should definitely do is walk down the Calle de los Frailes,
which means Friar Street.
And it is a mostly pedestrian street filled with like really nice shops and little cute cafes and restaurants.
She cute.
So let's go check it out. When we open our bed and breakfast and coffee shop, vegan farm, this would be a great street to do it on.
Speaking of that, we have a coffee shop online. It is called Cuéntame Coffee, which means tell me a story, tell me what's going on.
Which is inspired by our travels all around Mexico. The reason we travel, the reason we make these videos is we want to tell stories of local people, of towns, of cultures that maybe you don't know about, we definitely don't know about. We've partnered with some incredible coffee farms in Chiapas and Oaxaca, and a roaster in the States who is going to roast the beans and ship them out on the same day, which means you are getting incredibly fresh, incredibly delicious coffee delivered straight to your door.
You can use code CCL to get a discount off of your first order, and you can do that at cuentamecoffee.com.
So now we are headed to Xkopek Bee Park, about a 20-minute walk from Centro. Perfect timing, turns out.
We are getting ready to go on a tour of the bee park.
It was 120 pesos per person, which is about $6 US. Should last about an hour and includes a honey tasting at the end.
Can't beat that.
Luckily, none of those bees had stingers.
Now we're gonna taste some honey.
My favorite part of every tour, eating. Was very fun.
Yes, it was so informative. I did not know that there was a difference between European bees and Mexican bees.
That there could be black bees, there could be bees without stingers, all making delicious and very distinct types of honey. And at the end, we got to try a bunch. My least favorite was bee pollen.
Yeah, they all had kind of an interesting, different taste, but I appreciated it all.
And now we're kind of wandering around because this is both a bee farm and a campsite. And there's areas for people to just like pitch tents. There's a restaurant. And there's also cabins. Actually, a couple that was on our tour this morning at the deer house. And we saw them walking around and we're like, hey, and they're actually staying here. And said the cabins were very nice and inexpensive. So let's see what these look like. Okay, the cabin's behind us. We don't know what it looks like on the inside, but that looks cute.
Yeah, if you want to stay, live with the bees, you can.
And it's about a 25-minute walk from Centro. It's an easy walk. There's also taxis and everything. Cool. Maybe we'll come get a cabin next time. This is our style of camping.
Pseudo glamping.
A bathroom nearby, pool, little cabanas, restaurant, a bee farm. I'm into it. Okay, the weather gods are smiling on us.
Oh, it's like cloudy with some blue sky.
It's not raining, which is the important thing. It's like drizzled sporadically, but it's holding out, so we're gonna go explore Centro. So I don't know who said this place wasn't touristy. It is by far, other than Cancun,
Yeah, it's like one of the
most tourists I've ever seen.
The smallest town we've been to with the most tourists.
But like this is probably the most crowded park we've ever been to in Mexico.
Yeah.
At 4:30 on a Monday. It's good to know, travel is back.
It's poppin'.
At least in Valladolid.
We thought that there was going to be a dance show tonight in the main square, but there was not.
We were told that at 5:30 there's dancing. There is not.
There is not.
So two things, it might not happen on Mondays, or it might not be happening at all because of COVID. So let us know in the comments if you know what the deal is. But now we're gonna go eat. Restaurant with a view. We're the only ones here, so we're gonna take advantage of this right now. But it's so pretty. It has mango. I think that's the first time we've had guacamole with mango. It is our second day in Valladolid. Still overcast, but it's only 72 degrees and it's not raining, so...
I mean, I'll take this weather over blistering hot.
Or blizzards. any day of the week.
Valladolid is the first place of the production of sisal,
Which was the green gold plant that made the Yucatan so wealthy. Actually, it made the wealthy families in the Yucatan wealthy and enslaved a lot of other people to produce sisal. Valladolid was also the site of a very bloody caste war in the 19th and early 20th century that lasted for about 50 years.
This is when the Mayans revolted for economic justice.
That they ultimately didn't receive. But we've also read that this was where the spark of the Mexican Revolution occurred, although we've read that there were sparks here, sparks in Querétaro, sparks in San Luis Potosí, so I think there were many sparks to the Mexican Revolution.
Nonetheless, there is a ton of rich history.
This place is not strictly vegan at all,
No.
but they do have vegan pancakes.
And some other vegan options when you come later on in the day.
Yeah, the lunch looks delicious. So we're gonna try the pancakes. It's gonna be tough to beat yesterday's pancakes, honestly.
Yeah, it is.
They set a high bar. But I still, after a year and a half of living here, and specifically in the Yucatan, which is a jungle, can't get over how beautiful the plants are everywhere. We're sitting in an unbelievable garden, basically. That's just like a restaurant. I love it so much. Banana and walnuts. Okay, Yerba Buena. Okay, we were just gonna go check out some other churches, and we were walking back after breakfast, and it looks like the convent is open. This monastery was finished in the early 17th century, so we're talking 1619, I believe. And behind us is a structure built over, there's a cenote on the property that they used for cooking and for irrigation in the garden.
There was a discovery of some weapons inside of the cenote, of spears, bayonets, muskets, and it was probably from the caste wars.
So these monks,
Throwing down.
we just saw the biggest iguana we've seen yet. Look at this guy. So we were wrong.
It's a monastery, not a convent, so that means there were
Franciscan monks.
and not nuns.
And it was finished in the 16th century. I'm not sure if I said that, but 1560 is when it was finished and has just a wild history. Very cool, $2, definitely check it out.
Right now we are going to attempt to go to a cenote that is in the center of the city, but it may be closed, we don't know yet.
It's not cenote weather. We didn't bring our bathing suits for this little adventure, but we just want to take a peek and show you in case you are coming when it is cenote weather. So, turns out we were right. It is very much under construction.
As you can hear in the background. So we are going to send the drone out on a secret mission to find it.
Thank you for your service. Those were great.
So that was Cenote Zaci. It is right, like we said, in the center of the city. And it looks like it's gonna be amazing when it's all done.
Yeah, it's like a 2-minute walk from the center square with the main cathedral. And it looks like it's gonna be a whole complex of like little shopping stalls and who knows, maybe restaurants. It looks awesome. It looks like it's almost done, although we have no idea.
But you should still come down and check out that area. There's cute little shops and walkable spaces for you to enjoy.
And now we're gonna head to Museo San Roque, a history museum of the Yucatan, and we've heard it is free. And we like that.
So let's go. It is very free. It's basically just a room, maybe an old church that was converted into this museum, and it just is a room full of artifacts.
And there's a nice little garden area out back, which is super relaxing, away from like the hustle and bustle of it all. And they do have like a stage area, so I bet pre-COVID and hopefully post-COVID, looks like there's probably like performances back here and stuff, but definitely worth the stop. Behind us is the main church of Valladolid, Iglesia de San Servacio.
It was built in 1545, but demolished in 1705.
As part of what's known as the crime of mayors, but it was restored again a year later in 1706.
Like all colonial temples in the Yucatan, it faces Rome.
So if you need to get to Rome, it's that way. So thanks to these handy signs all around town, we learned that the crime of mayors was an event in 1705.
Sounds like a mob of people came in and killed some politicians
Who were hiding in the church. They died literally on the altar, staining the altar with their blood, and so the church was torn down and then rebuilt a year later. The more you know.
Facts.
Starting to rain.
This is Iglesia San Juan.
It's just like 4 blocks away from the main square, and it's just a cute little church. All right, but now it's really raining and we have to go inside.
A few moments later.
You guys,
We just got put onto that Oxxo carries vegan ice cream. Our life has changed.
not only vegan ice cream, vegan magnums, which like this was my jam pre-vegan life. And if you watch our channel at all, you know we love ice cream. And I love ice cream on a stick even more. And it's at Oxxo for $2, right? It was like 38 pesos each.
Yep.
Woo.
Our life has changed.
Thank you, Elena.
Our neighbor, Mérida, you're a lifesaver.
It's broken. That is fine. I'm not complaining. Oh yeah. This video is not sponsored by Magnum, but if you're out there and you want to sponsor us, we will take that sponsorship deal.
That was our time in Valladolid. We are sorry. We were pronouncing it wrong at the beginning of this video, but we got it. It's Valladolid.
Valladolid. So don't come for us in the comments
Please.
about that. We just started editing and realized, yeah, that was pretty bad in the beginning of this video.
No idea why we wanted to say Valladolid.
Valladolid. The best is David did ask in the, he's like, is it Valladolid? And I'm like, very confidently, Valladolid.
We are sorry.
We're learning, we're growing. But we've had such a fun time despite the rainy weather in Valladolid that we can't even imagine how nice it would be when there is nice weather.
Where we're staying has everything near us, so it made it such a fun and easy trip.
This is normally the dry season of the Yucatan especially, so
The weather's different nowadays, so you never know what you're gonna get.
But we have some tips if you are coming to visit this beautiful Valladolid.
The first tip is to stay in Centro. Everything is literally in Centro. Every museum, the churches, the parks, everything is in Centro.
You're gonna want to be walkable distance to everything, and it is a very walkable city, so we highly recommend staying in Centro. The place we stayed in is nice, has all the basics, everything you need for a short stay.
Yeah, and we'll link the Airbnb that we stayed at below, so if you want to come check this place out, you can.
The second tip is to get a bike or a scooter. If it wasn't like wet and slick and rainy the whole time here that we've been here, we definitely would have gotten a bike, maybe even a scooter. But if you have a way to travel around easily, you can get to some of the cenotes, which are like super close to Valladolid, and that would have been awesome.
Yeah, there's no Uber here, so you can't depend on that or want to rely on that. There are many taxis, so you can do that if you wanted to, you know, ride in a car. But like he said, if the weather's nice, just rent a bike or a scooter because they are readily available as well. The third tip is to get outside of Valladolid and see some of the sites that are really close, like the cenotes and the ruins that are all near.
There are plenty of day trips to take from Valladolid, so we spent about 3 days here, and that's a good amount of time. You could definitely spend a week or more just exploring the region.
Yeah, we've been to cenotes and the ruins before, so that's why we didn't go on this trip. But Chichen Itza is close, and that is a popular one, so get out and see that. And like we said, there are plenty of cenotes in the surrounding area.
And if it wasn't so rainy, we would have gone to one at least. And the last tip, which is more for digital nomads, in our experience, we haven't found the fastest Wi-Fi. From what we found at our Airbnb and all the coffee shops and restaurants that we went to that had Wi-Fi, it seemed about 10 to 20 megabytes download speeds and about 2 to 4 megabytes per second upload speeds. For just doing normal email, some video calls, that's totally doable. But for us, who's uploading videos to YouTube, it's definitely a challenge. So if you are a digital nomad who's found really good Wi-Fi in Valladolid, definitely leave it in the comments because we will be back and we would love to stay longer, but these speeds have kind of been prohibitive for us who need to upload huge files to the internet. But it is a bigger city, so we're thinking we just didn't find where the good Wi-Fi is, so let us know in the comments, please.
Yes, let us know. If you spent a good amount of time in Valladolid and you know some good places we didn't get to check out, tips, places to eat, things like that, please let us know in the comments below so that we can experience those the next time we come.
Because it's so close to Mérida, we'll definitely be back.
Yes.
We come out with new videos every Thursday and Saturday, so if you're not subscribed yet, what are you doing? Hurry up and subscribe. And please like and hit the bell underneath the video. It really helps our content reach more like-minded viewers and helps us out a lot, so thank you so much. All right, here comes our tagline.
Hasta luego.
We'll see you next time.